Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1449. We are here with the Prosper Me book with Victoria Rader's Prosper Me, the 35 Universal Laws to Make Money Work for You. And we are in the Law of Grace today with chapter 28 coming from the second book of Corinthians. Chapter 12, verse 9, God's grace is sufficient for me. Victoria Rader. Vika Rader has a Prosper Me, a Me series, the international best-selling Me series. M is a small m, E is a big E for energy, and all kinds of E words. Energetic, energize. I used a reference from Corinthians, says the author, to illustrate this law because it is a powerful concept to know that God's grace is sufficient for you. Grace is the energy that takes you from your limitations to endless possibilities. It is a pathway that goes beyond your current physical, mental, and emotional abilities to a place of deep inner peace and inspired prosperity. Often during moments of despair, of feeling disconnected or abandoned by the universe, we are brought to the altar of our very soul to plead for our insufficiencies to be fulfilled through God's grace alone. I have come to rely on the law of grace as the main operating principle in my life. There were a few moments in my life when my loved ones were deeply and unfairly treated, and I felt utterly helpless. I would plead with God, saying, I do not have the strength to forgive the wrongdoing. I do not have the means to fix this. Please forgive them through me until I can. Please heal what cannot be fixed. On days when I lack the strength to carry on, I lean into grace and acknowledge and say, I surrender fully to your divine power. I ask you to work through me as my human strength is exhausted. You know, there's a saying, you don't fight the gorilla until you're tired. You fight the gorilla until the gorilla is tired. Human strength. Those moments of surrender and connection are sacred and empowering for me. I hope they will become empowering for you as you step into your own relationship with grace. You do not need to drive yourself into exhaustion or despair to invite grace into your life. Choose today to walk at the pace of grace, receiving grace for you and giving grace to all life. The two subconscious fearful programs of thinking which prevent us from benefiting from the law of grace in our life are, I have to do it all, or I have to do it on my own. When we insist on persisting through this life without allowing anyone, including our Creator, to help us and heal us, our subconscious fears become the results we receive, manifesting in our life as loneliness, overwhelm, and lack. When you release those mental programs of needing to do it all or doing it all by yourself, you create you create new neural pathways in your brain for God's grace to work and create through you. At this point, I will mention that my physical therapist has actually said to me that when you are exercising and you're working muscles, if you haven't got those muscles developed, it's actually the neural pathways that are working and creating more neural pathways that takes several weeks, and then the development of the muscles takes longer. It takes after that. So the development of neural pathways is so key in our life. You can do so by learning how to genuinely use two of the most empowering and courageous words in the English language. Help me. They represent humility, awareness, and acceptance. They represent hope and are the magic key to opening the door of the law of grace into your life. To invite the energy of grace, ponder on where you need help. What is this energy of grace and why is it sufficient? One of my other favorite teachings by any master lies in Christ's words. I have come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. The book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. Life and abundance are the purpose of our existence as spiritual beings with physical experience. Some of us, in pursuit of money, forget the deep meaning of life, of being fully alive, of being fully alive, of vitality, of love as the very energy that creates life. Some of us, in pursuit of the meaning of life, step away from our sacred duty to live abundantly and are surviving through scarcity. You can never fall out of God's grace, only out of your own awareness of it. When you live through this law, it will naturally expand you to become the highest frequency of me, M capital E, because you are focusing on the fulfillment of life, the expansive, eternal, essential energy of capital E, while fully present through the physical abundance of material, mortal, manifesting matter of small m. ME is a reminder of living through the law of grace, surrendering our mortal to our eternal, our matter to our energy, our material to our essential, and our manifesting to our expansiveness. It allows the breath of God to breathe through you fully, carrying you while you are fully present through your intentions and actions. In my work of changing subconscious programming for my clients, I often use the language at the pace of grace I mentioned earlier. I have received this powerful phrase when working with one of my terminal cancer clients. He was given time on this earth far beyond any of the doctor's expectations to finish writing his life story, exit his business, and sell his office space and say goodbye to his family in the most gentle way. Every day was a gift of grace. During his last moments on this earth, he asked his family to call me. Vika, please help me cross over. With tears running down my cheeks, I reassured him that the same grace that upheld him here would carry him through. Grace extends through life and death, through huge decisions and small moments of hesitation. It covers every aspect of our life. The pace of grace when it comes to prosperity means applying one law, one action at a time, with trust that wealth will be granted to you in God's divine timing. It may be in mysterious ways as you are taking the simple practical steps that are creating habits of prosperity. The pace of grace is being aware of your limitations and then inviting divine power to make the difference, not by removing the obstacles, but by strengthening you to overcome them. The pace of grace aligns with your desire to live abundantly and seek the expression of what it means to do so daily. It is acting from a place of appreciating the life and abundance you already have while implementing the steps toward expanding the magic of the universal laws in your life. Indeed, the pace of grace is the path of awareness, alignment, action, and abundance. Today and every, that's alliteration, awareness, alignment, action, and abundance, all A words, alliteration, Alliteration. It's an aspect of poetry. Today and every day, allow for the room in your heart and mind to be gracefully filled with the teachings from the Spirit, capital S. Allow grace to come for you, to you, and through you. Trust to understand it in a way that is uniquely yours. For God's grace is sufficient. It is sufficient for the most fulfilling and abundant life of meaning, significance, and prosperity. That's an interesting chapter, that we need grace, and grace helps us to ascend above all our hurdles. Action steps. Number 1. Whatever your spiritual or religious path, understanding the concept of divine grace, of trusting the divine to meet your needs, is a powerful step toward your prosperity. What is one thing that you have found hard or near impossible to do when managing money? Write that down. Take the time to reflect upon the lessons you have learned through this challenge. Invite the law of grace into your life by surrendering your concern to God and asking for guidance. Number 2, hug yourself and gently rock side to side, saying, I ask and allow grace to comfort me. I wish I could do that right now. Then raise both hands up to the sky. Look up and say with conviction, I invite grace to prosper me. Describe your feelings after doing this in your journal. Describe your feelings after doing this in your journal. Journal. Number 3, turn peaceful meditative music on and create a quiet space. In my case, I love Turkish pop music, so I will do that. Sometimes it's Turkish traditional folk music for the meditative stuff. But anyway, I love Arab music. Number 3, turn peaceful meditative music on and create a quiet space. Take out a piece of blank paper and write on top of the page, what is grace? Where is grace in my life? Where is grace in my finances? Let the answers come through you as you write. This is your chapter to finish and create the results you want. Activation. Read the activation below out loud and then close your eyes to feel a gentle shift. Read this anytime you want to invite the law of grace into your life. I now understand, practice, and live the law of grace. I move at the pace of grace, trusting the divine flow to meet my every need and to guide me to open the doors of prosperity and abundance for all. Trusting opens the flow. I release the pain from past betrayals and I learn to trust. I trust my divine source. I trust. I've got this. I am me. Now, in my example, I have a family member that I have said before many times, I can never trust this person again. I can never trust this person again. And here, I have to forgive the betrayal and forget the pain and give grace. So, as we speak, here we are, and I will talk to you again later. I hope I've inspired you to have a great day with morsels of a thought of wisdom. And knowing what to do is wisdom, doing it is virtue. So I'm hoping to inspire, impart, entertain, and possibly educate a little. Okay? And I talk about the Kinderhook man. The Kinderhook man was a congressman who insisted that things be done with virtue. So, old Kinderhook is what they called him. Old Kinderhook means okay. Old Kinderhook.